Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers Masterpiece review. Thanks to the guys and girls over at HobbyLink Japan. Today we're taking a look at the latest offering from Takara Tomy in their Masterpiece line. It is of course MP-27 Ironhide. Front of the box has Ironhide in his bot and vehicle mode, the vehicle of course being the Nissan Cherry Venet. And on the back of the box we get a nice little display of all the weapons and accessories included in the pack, as well as a quick scale shot with Ironhide, Prime and Bumblebee, and of course Ironhide in Prime's trailer. Straight out of the packaging he comes in his vehicle mode and includes his platform along with a missile launcher, an anti-flyer missile, a static laser gun, a utility sensor, jet thrusters, jet flame effect parts, laser pistols, liquid shooter fingers, liquid shooter nozzles, and liquid shooter barrels. That's a lot of accessories. We also get the utility sensor image that goes on his chest in bot mode, and his alternative crying face. First impressions of his vehicle mode, it's bloody brilliant. It's by far one of the best, most robust vehicles Takara have done to date. It feels like a complete solid lump, and it's just really darn good. The paint applications are kind of a high gloss cherry red. The detailing is phenomenal. It's gorgeous. Love all this chrome and the lights on the front there, really bold Autobot logo. We have the completely unnecessary face on the front there, like the G1 toy. I mean, that's a really great nod. There's no need to have that in there at all, but it's there nonetheless. Nice detailing on the wheels and the hubs. Plastic tyres, no rubber there. Nice chrome fender at the back. A little exhaust there. Little doors on the back there, and of course we have the grey section on the roof. Love the windows on this. Oh, it's fantastic. Nice underside there. Little bit of visible bot there, but nothing untoward. You do have your statutory peg on top of the vehicle, so you can plug your static laser cannon or one of your laser guns in there. Just pop that in. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of this laser gun. Mine appears to be somewhat bent. It doesn't quite sit perfectly straight, and I daren't move it just in case, because it does feel a little bit brittle around this area here. I think it's kind of the chrome. I'm worried the chrome is going to crack. But the laser pistols seem absolutely fine. They just pop in, and you can actually store these laser pistols underneath as well. You just bring that in, push that down, and this tabs in at the top and bottom, storing them nicely out of the way. Ironhide does roll really nicely, although my Cybertron is a little bit bumpy. Without knowing the exact measurements of the Nissan, looks-wise, I think he scales pretty darn well. I think that's a very good scale, and it looks pretty spot on. And yes, he fits in the trailer. As far as build quality goes in his vehicle mode, it's one of the most solid vehicles they have done to date. Some of the ones I've got in the past, they don't quite tab together properly, and there's little nitpicks. This one is just really good. It's just a big, solid lump, and I can't fault it. It's a remarkably well done toy. Everything, I mean, here I've just started to transform him, but everything pegs together well. The lines and gaps are extremely minimal. Now, to get him transformed up into his robot mode, your first port of action is to grab this back section here. We're going to lift that up. That's going to come up, and these side sections here are going to flip out. So that one and that one. Flip this arm section around. So this section here comes up and over and tabs in. You can then bring this section up like so. Come to this top section, you want to bend it just above the grey section and bring that down to this position. grab this section just behind the neck and you want to pull this front section forwards, and it's on a rocking hinge. You're going to bend this section down so it's all pointing forwards at the front here. Now that's going to slide in either side of these window sections here, and as you bring them down, slide that up and under, and that sits tidily like so. That's the first time we actually get a decent look at that head sculpt, and I tell you what, it looks a darn sight better in person than it did on those pictures. Now at this point, if you have the laser pistols in here, you will have to remove them. You want to just push this wheel section outwards so it's like this, and then fold it back on itself so it tucks in nicely underneath. Untab this section here, bring that round, and on this rotation hinge just bring it all the way back around and then tab that back in. The side panel here comes down, and it comes down here and it just tabs in behind this front section here. You do have to give a little bit of force and it tabs in behind that peg. Split the legs at the feet, pull each leg down to reveal the knee, and then rotate the leg around at that newly found knee joint. Rotate the toes, they will only go one way, it won't go that way. You have to fold the toe outwards around the leg, then come round and flip up the rear fender as the heel spur. If you grab the wheel and the red section here, slide this out, bring the legs forwards like so, bring the side skirt up. It's going to come round and re-collapse back in. You can then fold the tyre section around the back, tab that in and give him some nice rubbery buttocks. Hook your fingers under his crotch and flip around this grey silver piece. Untab the windscreen from just underneath his tummy and then lift this section up. And if you come up here, there's these two tabs at the top here. That's going to tab in there. Bring the arm up. That goes over. This arm section here comes down like so. You want to flip open the hand like so. Pull this joint and extend it fully like that. This section here is going to bend upwards, and you see there's a tab here. As you bring the arm round, that's going to tab in and close off. Come to the shoulders, there's these red tabs. They're going to pull across and latch on to the side of the arm. And there he is in his robot mode. He is amazing. Absolutely love him. I was worried about this diaper nappy thing here in the middle. It's nowhere near as prominent when you have him in hand. The sculpt is just outstanding. Absolutely love it. He looks phenomenal. I mean, that face sculpt alone is incredible. Fantastic range there. Just a really well made, really well thought out figure. I mean, that is an incredible bit of mass shifting there to go from that van to a robot of this stature, this kind of sleek design with a rubber butt. Woo. Genuinely very impressed. One problem I have found, which was brought up on Facebook today actually, is where you locate the guns in his hand. The pegs are actually a little bit too big for the holes. It's a bit of a mission to get that located correctly in that slide panel. You do actually have to push that right to the back of the hand, and it is quite a mission. And if you don't locate it properly, you can apply unnecessary force on the thumb, and I've seen a few of these thumbs actually snap off. The guns have to locate right at the base of the hand, and then you can close it off. It's not like the normal slot, which is about halfway up the fingers. This one is right at the base. By opening up the arm, spinning the hand around, and then closing this section back off, we now have a tab there, so we can add all of the additional accessories onto there, like, for example, one of the firing hands. Everything just tabs on using these tabs. Just plug that on. So we've got the hand on there. that. So there's lots of different options. His missile launcher can be mounted on his back, ideal for when him and Prowl are flying, and for the episodes where they decided the Autobots could no longer fly, he comes with his nice fiery jetpack. Really love those flame thrusts coming out there, the nice white sections at the top where it's really hot. That's a very good backpack. We can plug in his utility sensor and just slide down the cardboard scan just behind the front of the chest plate. Looks like he's found a dinosaur. To change out the head sculpt, it's really easy. Just pull down the section behind the head there, bring in the new faceplate, just tab that back in, and tab the top of the head, and oh no! I think I'm going to have a Polygon pointing his gun down at Ironhide, and he's like, no! Right, articulation. The head can go up and down, left and right. A really great range on Ironhide's head. Probably one of the best we've got from a Masterpiece figure. Shoulders, nice ratchets, all the way around. They do lock at the top here. You can get beyond that by lifting the arm up, but this oversized shoulder section here does hinder the upwards motion slightly. We do have an upper bicep rotation. Feels like you should have a lower bicep rotation, but we don't. We do get a 90-degree bend at the elbow, get a full rotation on the wrist. We have the pinned fingers which go in and out. Again, be careful of that thumb. The waist does rotate, but is somewhat hindered a little bit by his cheeks at the back there. The legs go that far forwards. The front skirts do move to allow slightly better range there. It just looks like a very unnatural front skirt, unfortunately. Sideways are hindered by the hip skirts. There is an upper thigh rotation. We've got a lovely deep bend on a nice ratchet on the leg there. You do have a knee rotation. The feet do pivot left and right, do go forwards and backwards, so we get a really good range. Now there are a couple of tutorials online that shows us how to mod these side hip skirt sections to allow them to come up into this space here. It does leave kind of a gap around the leg section here. I personally don't mind these hips. I don't know, you kind of get used to it and it doesn't look all that bad in person, but I'll see if I can find the link to the mod nonetheless, just so if you guys do want to alter your Ironhide, then of course you can. Now I know there are alternative Ironhides. I do of course own this guy, who I still personally think is a really good Ironhide, but he doesn't have that Masterpiece aesthetic. Now there is of course the Voodoo Ironhide out there as well, and I would love to get hold of a copy of the Diaclone Voodoo Ironhide. I just think that maybe the Masterpiece one has ticked a heck of a lot of boxes and is a stiff competition. Just to give you an idea of how he scales with some more of the team, I would say remarkably well. And here he is with some Decepticreeps. So there we have it, guys. That is Takara's Masterpiece Ironhide. Overall, I think he is a phenomenal figure. I really am in love with this guy. Skeptical at first about those side skirts, but man, you really can overlook them. When you have him in hand, he's big, he's robust. If you have something like Make Toys, or maybe the new Mastermind Creations Sphinx, he feels like those. He feels like Takara are upping their game, and that's saying something, because I loved Trax, but a lot of people had a lot of gripes with the guy, and I can completely see why. This Ironhide is in a league of his own. He is a huge step up, in my opinion. Look, feel, paint quality, accessories. Here's what we're getting from those third parties. Maybe Takara have finally taken note. I shall have a full gallery of Ironhide available within the next few days up at Benscollectables.com. Thanks again to the guys over at HobbyLink Japan for getting this out to me. If you want to order this figure, please feel free to click the link in the description here below. That takes you through to the HobbyLink Japan website. And until next time, from myself and Ironhide, thanks for watching, goodbye.